Well, welcome back to the podcast, All We Need. We're glad that you're joining us, and I'm really excited about our conversation today. We're with Zane Koehler, and he has such a great and fun ministry within the Salvation Army. So we're going to talk about that a bit today. So welcome, Zane.
Awesome. It's good to be here. I'm excited. Thanks for having me. Yes, yeah.
You've been on my list to get you in this room.
I hope I live up to it.
Oh, for sure. You will. So tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Yeah, so I'm a gamer at heart. Trying to raise up a little girl to be a professional gamer. We'll see if that happens. But I have a beautiful wife and daughter, Catherine and Hazel, and they're my rock and support throughout everything that I do. But I get to have the privilege and opportunity to travel the Midwest and adventuring into the Eastern Territory in a few weeks.
Okay.
To be leading a gaming ministry called Salvation Army Gaming for the Central Territory. And I get to do that for my job, for most of my job. But, it's I'm blessed to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I've been a gamer my whole life. I remember when my mom had gotten a bonus or something. I don't know what it was. Mom, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry if this is wrong information. But I was a sophomore in high school. The Xbox 360 had just come out. She came home. She's like, "Hey, do you still want this Xbox 360?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "All right, let's go to the store and get it." I'm like, "Oh, you're serious?" So we got there, and that's kind of what started like my big actual gaming career. And that's when like Halo was really big, if you guys know what Halo is at all. So started to do that. And that kind of like launched everything that where I'm at today. So yeah, I'm sure I'll dive into that more as we talk more. But yeah.
So you see this as a ministry.
Yes.
So let's start with how you first met Jesus and what he means to you.
Yeah, so I grew up in the Salvation Army my entire life. My parents met down at Green Valley Camp, which used to be in the Heartland Division. So I've been part of the Oak Brook Terrace Corps my entire life, as far as I can remember. And so I always kind of had like Jesus in my life, but I felt like I never fully accepted him where I intentionally believed what was happening. I was at a music festival in Schaumburg, I believe, called Ignite. And music works powerfully for me. I feel like it connects with people in different ways than other mediums of worship. And I was there with a group of friends from school, and we're all believers. I think there's like 3 or 4 of us. And the headliner for that night was Toby Mac.
Oh, yeah.
I was a big Toby Mac fan at that time. Still am.
Yeah.
But he started talking about how gaining the whole world, and he didn't want to lose his soul. So he has a song called "Lose My Soul." So that kind of the testimony that he brought during the middle of that song, just talked about his adventure through music and gaining fame or whatever that is. Kind of just like hit me, and I think that's when I kind of like connected. It was like, because at that time I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I think I wanted to be a vet to save animals. I wanted to be like a really famous vet. But I was just thinking about like, no matter what I gain in this world, whatever it is, that my identity and everything is him, and I wanted to live that out and fully be part of that lifestyle. And then shortly after, I got connected with a group called Reach Records, which had artists like Lecrae, KB, Tripoli, Tadashi, all these like old hip hop Christian guys. And then they had this motto of 1:16, which is Romans 1:16. For I am unashamed of the gospel and the salvation that it brings. So once I kind of got that like stuck into my head, and I was like, I want that to be like my life verse where I'm living unashamed in everything I do. So that was kind of when I started taking faith seriously and kind of actually made the like my own connection with Christ.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. And you just continue to grow. I mean, we see it even in your ministry, how the Lord's using you, but also helping you to be more like him. I love watching you with Hazel.
I appreciate it.
It's fun.
She's my little mini me, and she turns 4 in 2 weeks from today, I think.
Wow.
So we're in trouble, but it's my little mini me. She's got Catherine's awesome looks, and then my personality, and We're in trouble. She's anything like what I was, we're in trouble. But she's amazing.
Maybe for a few years, but then she'll be an awesome leader.
She's awesome. She's awesome.
That's great. So how did gaming go from you playing at home to what you're doing now?
It's crazy kind of how it happened. I mean, when COVID hit is when SA Gaming was born. I know there was a lot of dark stuff that happened during the COVID times, but it's just one of the blessings that came out of it. So for me, as a gamer growing up through high school and then in college, trying to take it seriously, at that time, it still kind of is, but during that time, the gaming industry was very toxic and very dark, where faith really wasn't a thing, or if it was, no one really wanted to talk about it without getting hounded on by everyone. And especially when you started getting into the more competitive scene, it was just a lot of trash talk, a lot of toxic language, whatever you can think about. Times that by 10, that's how bad it was, And so for me growing up as a gamer, I always wanted kind of just like a safe community or a positive community to play in.
Sure.
Never really had that. I also never felt led to try to even start that. And so as years kind of went on, I had started working here at THQ back in October 2014. And there was someone that worked at DHQ at that time, Julio, and we'd always talk about like some kind of like, we wish we had like some kind of army gaming ministry or something.
Yeah.
But neither one of us really wanted to take it on and actually do it. But we just always, again, talked about providing a place for gamers to come together. Then finally, it was March 11th. I had just got off a cruise with my family. That's when COVID was starting to actually come out.
Yeah.
So then March 12th, I had to be in the office. And I was telling my boss at the time was Captain Mike Hanton. I was telling him, hey, we're not coming into the office tomorrow. Like, the world's going to shut down. He thought I was joking. But then, like, we started hearing, like, reports come in.
Right.
Like, oh, this might be an actual real thing. So then, this was all in the morning, kind of pitched the idea of, like, hey, like, what if we start a gaming thing? I mean, if the world's going to shut down, can we try this? So Mike said, you know what? Put down all your listener goals, what you want to do, what this could be, and then present it to me. So we went into a boardroom all day, listed all this stuff out. We went to Mike, presented, and he's like, okay. So then March 13th of 2020, what is known now is SA Gaming was born.
Yeah.
We had a different name for it at that time. It was CYN Esports. Then after kind of like the first few months, we kind of realized that, this could be bigger than just Central Territory. And we wanted to create a space for all of, at first, Salvation Army gamers to come together from around the world.
Yeah.
But what it has turned into is that it's a space for everyone, to where we've created this space where they're already gaming, so we're not creating something new. Really, we're meeting where they're at, and the focus is youth, but it is for everyone. It's a generation gap builder. It's bringing 60-year-olds together with 20-year-olds, and they're gaming and finding out that they may have stuff that's actually in common that they would have never known, but they found out because they have this love or common interest in video games. So we've created this space, and that's kind of what's brought it to where it is today, to where we have this safe place, encouraging place, to where we want you to know about Jesus Christ through video games. And if you don't, we hope that you find out who he is through our actions and how we treat you. And then that'll create conversations, and we have Bible studies and Bible verses that get sent out every day. That's kind of where we're at with it.
Yeah, it's just amazing how an idea and then a pandemic came together, and God's really using it. Do you have a couple stories you could tell about?
Yeah, so this can go all the way back to 2020, where we kind of had our first encounter with someone that was an Army and didn't have a faith background that we knew of. The way it kind of went about how we did it, we would just go into Fortnite and play. And I had the intention of the ministry starting out as like an outreach, trying to reach those that don't know who Christ is, because our mission is bringing the gospel to the gamer.
Right.
And so me and a group of guys, we ran into this random kid in Fortnite. Don't know his actual name. I like to, when I meet kids, I know them by their username, and that's how I know them. So when I meet them in real life, I can't call them by their actual name because their identity to me is this username, whatever it is. But we found this kid. His name was Vampire, not Vampire, Vampire. This kid is off the walls, chaotic, but he was awesome. And we were able to invite him into our Discord server where we hold all of our SA Gaming community online. And he joined, and he was active in everything. He would join our weekly events, whether it was trivia, Fortnite Friday, and some Minecraft stuff. And the kid was a loose cannon. But I always tried to make sure, like, I wanted him to come as he was and not change who he is, because I want him to be real. And with this gaming ministry, I don't want anyone to be fake or to be two-faced. I encourage them to live what they're doing at school, how they're doing it online, at home, at SA Gaming events, youth councils, whatever it is. Don't be fake. So he started having more conversations, whether it's on the mic talking through Fortnite or in the chat and Discord. We helped him find churches in his location. Of course, we told him some Salvation Army churches or cores as well. But we know the Salvation Army isn't always for everybody. So we're like, my main goal is I want to get you connected with a church. And I want you to be able to call that home. And then we started talking about like Salvation Army camps and all the other resources and opportunities that the Salvation Army offers. And that kind of went on about 2 years. And he did say he had found a church home. And he was trying to work on his parents getting there. Now, I don't know where he's at today. He stopped playing Fortnite because as the game grew, the storage for PCs and everything grew with it. And he got older, started playing other games. But every now and then he'll come back, whether it's me streaming personally, he'll come back in the Discord and say something just to kind of check in. That's just kind of where it's at now. But the reason like he stayed, though, is that because he loved the community community that we've created and provided for people. And then all the other gamers knew who he was too. And so just to know that what we had created and the interactions that we had had with him, hopefully was the connection to get him to know who Christ is. And I pray that he is active in some kind of way and has a relationship with him. But to know that like that could have been like the only church that he may have ever seen, or the only Jesus Christ that he would ever experience. So that's one story. And then another one that's really powerful to me is that this happened maybe 2-3 years ago. I think we're 6 years now into the ministry, I think, which is crazy to think. And that I won't use his name just to protect who he is. We had a believer that was really committed to the ministry and to being part of the community. But then some things happened in his life, and he wanted to make sure that he was super honest with me. And we talked for maybe an hour, 2 hours through Discord, and he was explaining everything of how he's got to this point and everything. So to keep it short, is he had eventually became atheist. And he wanted to just let me know, like, this is what's happening, just with things in his personal life. And at that time, he was like one of our leaders in our community. He's like, I just don't think it's right for me to lead these people for what you're trying to do. And I agree with that. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to exile you, because you have so much to offer in this. And I feel like if I'm going to just kind of let you go, I feel like I'm not doing my work, because I feel like there's still work to be done. Like, I want to bring you back. Or do what I can to try to get you to know who Christ is again and fall back in love with him. And he said that the reason that he didn't want to leave SA Gaming as a whole was because, like, again, he loves the community that we had built. It's a safe place. I make sure like there's no bullying, harassment of any kind, whatever it is. You kind of just know, once you get to know who these kids are, or the gamers. I won't say kids because there are young adults and adults in there, but kind of knowing like people are taking it too far, and like we don't stand for that.
Yeah.
And we've built up a good team to where it's they know when to step in and when people are taking it too far. So to know that he still felt safe in a community of believers. And wasn't trying to like get people out of their faith, and wasn't talking trash or negative thoughts and things. Like he respected the space, respected the community that we had, and he still wanted to be a part of that. And he's still part of it to this day. Not as active. I still try to encourage him within the communities that we have within SA Gaming. But just to know that like it's unfortunate that he got to the point where he is with his faith. But to know that he still wanted to be around gave me hope of like, okay, you're not fully done.
Right.
There's still something there that's keeping you around.
Yeah.
I want to make sure if I can be part of that journey to get you back to know who Christ is, and again to fall back in love with Him, I want to be on that journey with you.
Yeah.
But I pray about it weekly and daily with all that kind of stuff. For all of our gamers that we have in there, and then just seeing that we have a prayer request channel and praise reports and Discord, so people will actually share stuff in there.
Okay.
I try to check it daily, or at least weekly, with how busy I am. But some people really open up in there, and again, it goes back to showing that they trust the people that we have in there. And everyone has usernames, so no one really knows who people are unless you truly know them. Sometimes people put like, I've got a big test tomorrow, my dog died, things like that.
Yeah.
But then you have people that are really opening up and talking about like porn addiction or suicidal thoughts and things like that. And just to know that they feel safe to be like, hey, I need prayer for this, or my parents are going through a divorce, things like that. Like, they really trust us, and if we see certain things, we do report it if we have to. And it's just it's a great thing that we've created so far, and continue to hopefully push forward with. So.
Right? Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. But gaming's not the only thing you do.
Correct, yeah.
So tell me about drumming.
So sorry to this entire team. We were supposed to record last week.
Right.
But I was on tour all last week with a drumline that I'm a part of called the Pack Drumline.
Yeah.
I joined them during COVID as well. So again, another positive thing for me that came out. But a lot of those guys that are part of it, I went to high school with. Okay. And then I was kind of part of their journey as we throughout the years. But they're a great group of guys. It's we were in Ohio last week, did 8 shows. Wow. And I was tour managing for them, and then DJ'd for them for the pre-show and everything. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great group of guys. I think overall there's like 40 to 50 of us within the entire organization. But we're not your normal drumline. So we've done America's Got Talent twice. And on the second time we were the runners up, so second place, right? Which was awesome. We love it. Yeah,
I cheered.
It was awesome. For me, life-changing stuff. But I got to see like actual entertainment industry, the background of like when it comes to production, how everything's done. Then I take that and how can I apply that back to SA Gaming, from taking it at this large scale, figuring out the principles of how they do things, then applying it down to the scale of what I do. Yeah. And another cool thing is where worlds have collided to where the drumline, this is a few years ago, we went out to California to do an event for a gaming company called Activision, where they're in charge of like Call of Duty. So we got to go out there and do a big performance for them. And I was like, it was really cool where gaming and drumline collide. Yeah. But yeah, so we've done America's Got Talent. We've done the Super Bowl, the Chicago Bulls drumline. We're the official drumline for the Indianapolis Colts. We're the official drumline for the WNBI Chicago Sky. Like, we've done a lot of things, and the team has probably some of the most charisma, stamina, personalities that's out there. And for me, it's another place where I get to be a salt and light for the group. Right. Because it's not a Christian group. If you guys know the entertainment industry at all, it's a lot of influences and things going on in that world. But the Pack, they know where I stand with things, what I believe. They jokingly try to get me to, but hey, you want a drink? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Or like using certain language and things like that. But whether they just like to test me just because it's fun.
Yeah.
And they know I won't break, which is awesome. But like there's times like we have God talk where we have deep, meaningful conversation about faith and what we're struggling with and things like that. And they know that they can trust me
that's great.
with things that are going on. And this conversation came up within like the last week or two to where I can't remember who I was talking with, but we were talking about how like sometimes like believers or who really live out their faith, there's just something about them. And I think what happens with me with the drumline is that they know what I believe and kind of carry this like certain aura for those young ones that are listening. I have this certain aura about me to where they like we have this handshake that we do for our members. And like we always do that like when we greet each other when we leave. But the last time I saw them, we shook up is what we call it, and then everyone gave me a big hug, and it's like this is my home. And they trust me with it. And it's good to be back with them, but to know that like I can be a light in this. Not saying it's a dark group at all. That's not what I'm trying to say. But like in a group that may need to know who Christ is,
right?
And they can see that, and hopefully they experience everything through what I do. Because they always asking questions. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm like, I just don't care to do it, but like that's just my agreement that I've made with Christ, and I want to make sure I'm living that out with everything that I do. And it goes back to not living a two-faced life. Like what you see here in this room doing this podcast, or me doing SA Gaming or at home, that's the same person that I'm doing in these more secular groups and in environments. So that's what I get to do when I'm not here or at home. I'm traveling with the drumline. Yeah.
What a crazy life you lead.
Yes, yeah, it's crazy.
But it's great. So the purpose of the podcast is also to talk about our territorial priorities, and I think SA Gaming fits just so great in really all three: spiritual life, youth, and leadership development. But tell me a little bit about how you think that. I
mean, I think it fits perfectly. I'll be honest. I never even think about like, hey, is this lining up with what we're doing? Because I kind of just do it, and then pray I'm doing it right. To be honest,
no, that's all right.
But like the spiritual side, like we using third-party apps online where we've been able to set up where scripture is sent every day, and whether people look at it or not, I can't control that. But we're at least making that effort to where a Bible verse is going on every day. And another thing we've started is, I think next week will be week 4. We just launched our first Bible study series.
Wow.
And I've had someone that's stepped up to be the leader for that.
Okay.
And I try to attend it when I can. The past 2 weeks I've been on the road. It's been a little tough, so I try to join when I can. But we didn't really know what to expect. And the person leading that is putting a lot of effort into it, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah.
And we weren't sure who was going to show up the first night.
Yeah.
The first night it happened, we had, I think, 8 of us or 9 of us total show up. I was mowing my lawn because it needed to be mowed during the time. I'm dialed in because I feel like anything that SA Gaming is doing, I need to make sure I'm there to be a part of it. Because also, sometimes if people see my name, they'll join as well. Just kind of having that little pull with it. But we had some young gamers show up, and they opened up about it, and I think I was actually the only non-officer's kid there. So I kind of felt out of the loop a little bit because they started making fun at me, but it's all good. But, you know, it's but they shared about, because that was also before moves came out for the Central Territory, so they're talking about, which now makes sense because the one kid's family was moving. But they opened up, and they really kind of trusted this because some of these younger guys didn't know the person that was leading it. And I wanted to make sure that they, again, still felt safe and they felt comfortable. So we have that going. And I think next week will be week 4 with that. And we'll kind of see what happens with it. I think this week there was a little bit bigger group, I think. But I'm hoping that as it keeps going, more people will join, and hopefully it will turn into maybe we'll do another Bible study a different night for a different maybe age bracket or for older gamers. And maybe that could turn into small groups. My dream is for some of that stuff is to be like we have these small groups that meet, and it doesn't have to always be led by me.
Yeah.
Or we have people that kind of step up or just organically happens, whether it's happening in official SA gaming like Discord spaces, or if it's they're doing it in their own personal circles, but where they've met through SA gaming, or they're doing it with SA gaming members, with the community, whatever that looks like. So we have things like that.
Yeah.
But then also, I really try to get back to the point of how we kind of started. We're just going into games, talking about Jesus, whether that's asking, hey, can I pray with you at the end of a game, or simply just coming out and saying, hey, do you believe in Christ?
Yeah.
Some people can do that better than others, and and some people can. Like it's really uncomfortable for me. Like I want to be able to have that kind of evangelism characteristics and skill that other people do have, but I know I don't have that. But I'm still trying.
Yeah.
And what I've changed my focus to kind of these past few months is that I want to get back to that root of how we kind of started SA gaming, word of mouth, talking about Christ in games, where some people do it very aggressively and not the best way, and it can be a very turnoff for believers as a whole. So trying to be able to come at it in a way that's not aggressive, that's not annoying in a way. Because when people sit down and play video games, probably the last thing they want to do is to talk about faith or Jesus.
Yeah.
And so if we can kind of weasel our way into it or do it in a nice way to where it's not being too pushy or things like that, that's what I want to try to go for. And I'm going to start working with our gamers and trying to get them to feel comfortable to do that, to make sure they're equipped to where we can have these nights where we're just going to whatever game we want to play and we're just talking about Christ. And again, that could be very straightforward, talking about like scripture, or maybe just ask them what their experiences with Christ have been, or have you ever experienced Christ? What's your testimony? What's your story? I like to use like gaming terms, like what's your campaign? What's your have you gone down any side quest to get to where you're at now? But we have different backgrounds, and we all have different ways to where we got to where we're at. So that's what I'm trying to get us into now for the spiritual side of things. So it's hard for me because I know what I want, but it always doesn't come out verbally. So I try to find those strong leaders or our officers and pastors that do very good at that and be like, hey, will you guys help me with this? And then just like, I just need you guys to step up. If you guys want to say you want to do it, show up, and then just help me do that so that I can focus on some of the other things. But yeah, I think those are some of the biggest spiritual things.
And that actually is all three. Because, I mean, I love, for me, officers' kids are a real passion that I really am concerned for them. So to even hear that they're joining this Bible study, that's a youth group that I really am concerned about. So that means a lot. That youth group who have unique experiences, right, are finding this safe place and coming because they're going to talk about the Bible. I mean, that's putting it all together. And you keep talking about how you're developing other leaders. So I just want to
trying. Trying.
Yeah, I want to affirm that. Like that's it's not the Zane show.
Right?
Right?
A lot of people always be like, Zane, like you're doing a good job, whatever it is, and I never take any of the credit. Like I always say that's him using me. It also kind of goes back to a phrase from one of those Reach Record guys that I mentioned earlier, KB. He has this, I don't know if it's his motto or slogan, whatever it is, but it's called HGA, His Glory Alone. So he gives it all back to him. So I kind of live that out too. And not because like, again, I'm like, I would love all the credit, it's, put my name out there, but no.
And you did a lot of work.
Right. But like it's, I remind myself daily, like it's not about me. It's not about what I do. Like he's the one that's using me to build his kingdom through this creative ministry that we have. And I always try to make sure like even like when we're doing events, like I do lighting, I do some production stuff, to where like people always they like to do the thank yous at the end of events, but I'm like, I don't care if I get recognized or not, because I know that he knows what I'm doing is all for him. I'd rather be known by God than by man. So that's just kind of another way I like to live my life out. But yeah, we're trying.
Yeah,
we're trying.
No, thank you for that. Well, we could probably talk for a long time.
Yeah, I can keep going. So I'm sorry.
Once
I
sorry.
start, I can just keep going.
It's great. Maybe we'll bring you back next year. Well, to finish, we always ask this question. This is one of my life verses, and it's how we've framed these podcasts. His divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life through our knowledge of him, who called us by his own glory and goodness. So we always ask this question at the end: how can we pray for you? What is it that you need? Knowing that God has already promised he'll give it. So how can we pray for you for SA Gaming?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's really not to be selfish, but like I think it's just for that I don't get burned out.
Yeah.
'Cause I pour so much into it. When I'm at home, my mind's always working. When I'm on vacation, shouldn't be working, but my mind's always doing something. And I'm always having to write something down, or I have to draw something out, because I love to draw out my ideas or thoughts. My department makes fun of me about it, because I'll have like this full like binder or full like journal, and you would think, oh, it's full of notes. Nope, it's full of drawings, and they make fun of me for it. But that's just my mind. I'm putting it on paper, and it makes no sense to anyone but me. But like I pour out so much, that it is very draining. Like some people, I don't think they understand fully with what I do or how I approach the gaming events that I do. There was an event. I can't remember which one. They were like, hey, do you feel comfortable leading a small group at a youth council? Because I think they had a spot open up because someone couldn't come anymore. And I was like, man, for me, I just never feel like I'm called to fulfill a spot like that, just because I feel like I'm going to say the wrong thing. I don't want these kids to be – I don't want to be leading a kid down the wrong path because of something I said. And I feel like there's so much more better people that can that have retained biblical knowledge way better than I can, or can just like throw out Bible verses nonstop. And I was like, I got to make sure I know exactly what I'm saying. But I told the DYS, I'm like, I just don't feel like I would be able to live up to what that role would be, just because I pour so much into the gaming times, whether it's just an hour or 3 hours or 4 hours. At this event, I had multiple days that I was doing it, which was great. I loved it. Yeah. But I pour everything that I have into those that are there, and it gets very draining. And it's like, because I'm not just like standing there playing video games. I rarely ever actually play. I'm walking around and making sure everyone is playing, feeling welcome, feeling like they have something to do. If we're running tournaments, trying to juggle 5 different tournaments happening at one time, where while I'm talking to this person in the back, I have Zane, can you come help me? I'm like, give me 1 minute. 30 seconds pass back. Zane, are you done yet? Right. And so like a lot of energy goes into it. And I think what takes the most out of me is that, well, one, the setups are usually always long, but it's not just setting up a Nintendo Switch. Like, I'll bring a full experience. I want them to know that any gamer that walks through the doors that I have a space set up in is that they know it's all there for them. That when they walk through those doors, my attention is solely on them. Yeah. I want them to know that no matter what else is happening in their lives or in the world, whatever it is, that when they walk through, that this is all for them. My attention is for them. Yeah. And if I see one person that's sitting off to the side and they just look lonely or sad, whatever it is, what you have, the other people, the other group having a great time, they're already good to go. I want to make sure this person over here is feeling good. And I had a good example of that at a youth council that I did this year, where there was this girl, where once I found out her backstory, everything kind of made sense. The first night, she wanted like nothing to do with anyone, but she still kept coming into the gaming space, and she would always walk by and kind of like look at me out of the side of her. Like she wanted to talk, but then I think she was so introverted where she didn't want to have that conversation. So I noticed it and started talking to her, got her involved, found out what games she liked to play, and made sure I had that game available for her to play. By the end of the last night, she was talking to everyone. She was giving snacks to everybody. She had the biggest smile going on. So knowing what she was dealing with at home, she was able to come here and escape that and feel safe and feel part of a community that cared for her. So that drains me so much.
Right.
And I like to make sure people know like it's more than just video games. But because of that and because of how much we do, whether it's in person or online, it's more than just, all right, we're doing a game night.
Yes, right.
I pour a lot of energy into it, and it drains me fast. But I love it, and it's. I know it drives my wife nuts because I feel like I'm always working, so it's not fair to her at some points. But I think like prayer for me is just like that I don't get burned out, that I stay motivated, and that also when I am home, I can shut my brain off and just focus my time with my girls and my dog, because he's been having a lot more attention lately. But yeah, so it's. I think that'd probably be it. It's just burnout, and then just making sure when I'm home, I'm home. Yeah, I'm not working. Yeah, because I need rest too. Right. And someone actually reminded that of me, I think, on Tuesday. And he's like, you need to have rest. I was like, I never rest. Whether it's drumline or music stuff, gaming, my mind is always working. I need to learn to shut it off and be able just to kind of be present, which is crazy because I'm very present. I don't like to think about the future, and it goes back to like the gaming stuff. I'm so focused on what's happening now, where I'm not pulling out my phone out and capturing what's happening, which I want to because you need content to help grow things these days. But like I live so much in the moment of what's happening, I just need to learn to turn things off.
It's kind of like when people preach, like at the end of it, they're wiped out. It's your ministry. Yeah. So that makes sense. And so you do have to take care of yourself. Yeah. So we will pray for that.
Please. Yes, appreciate it.
And we'll just continue to watch what God's going to do through this ministry and the people you're bringing alongside. Yeah. That's so great too. So thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening. And we're done for today. Thank you.
All We Need, hosted by Commissioner Evie Diaz, is a production of the Salvation Army, USA Central Territory. For more information, visit salvationarmymedia.org/podcasts. Thanks for listening.